Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to your vocabulary lesson based on Chapter 2 of The Worst Witch, which we actually read last week. So this is our work for today, the 4th of February. We're just going to go over the vocabulary we learned last week and put the words into sentences. So we had 5 words last week. We're just going to write our title first of all. So top of the page, neatest cursive writing. And just like we did before, we write The Worst Witch first of all, and don't write it too far into the middle because this is quite a long title. The Worst Witch, capital T, H-E for the, capital W for worst. Remember, nice finger space there. W-O-R-S-T. And cross your T, finger space, witch. Remember that T in witch, which a lot of people leave out. W-I-T, wit, ch. W-I-T-C-H, cross your T, dot your I. The Worst Witch, and then we're just going to do a little dash like we did before, and a capital V for vocabulary. V-O-C-A-B. There's vocab, which is the abbreviated version of vocabulary. U-L-A-R-Y. The Worst Witch vocabulary. And this should obviously be on the next blank page of your copy. We're going to skip a line and we're going to write chapter 2. So the last time we wrote chapter 1, so now we're just writing the words for chapter 2, C-H-A-P-T-E-R, chapter, a nice big 2. Well done. Okay, and now we're going to skip a line again. And we're going to start off with the first word from chapter 2 that we circled, which was the word assembled. Do you remember that word? Assembled. A-S-S-E-M-B-L-E-D. And that's a good descriptive word, which means to gather, to assemble, like the whole school assembled in the main hall. That's to gather. And you probably know the word assembly because Mr. Lanigan sometimes had an assembly in the hall where all the children would gather together and he would sort of have a meeting with us. So that's an assembly, and that comes from the word assembled, to gather. The second word we circled was the word gale. G-A-L-E, a gale. And you probably have heard that word in weather forecasts, a gale, which is a strong and blustery wind. So again, we skip a line. And remember to put your numbers inside the margins like this. So the third word we had was the word smug. Smug, S-M-U-G. That's a great word. Smug, so to be overly proud about something or conceited. It's like if you were showing off about something, which isn't a particularly nice thing to do, but you might, if you were showing off, you might be saying something rather smugly, sort of like, I'm so great. And word 4 that we circled was the word astounded. Astounded. That's a really good word if you were writing a story, to say that someone was astounded by something. It's another word for amazed. Astounded. A-S-T-O-U-N-D-E-D. Astounded. Amazed or shocked. If someone did something unbelievable, you would be just astounded by it. and we skip a line. Now I've run out of room here, so I'm going to have to go on to the next page, but you just continue on. So we skip a line, and then the last word we circled from this chapter, I'll just put it up here, is the word bewildered, which is quite a big word. B-E-W-I-L-D. We have two words there in bewildered, the word be and the word wild. But we don't say bewildered, we say bewildered. D-E or E-D. Bewildered. Don't forget to dot your I. And to be bewildered by something is to be really confused or puzzled by it. And it's usually used in the context of someone being exhausted trying to figure something out, or just bewildered, completely bewildered with something. If something was really tricky, you would be bewildered with it or by it. Okay, so to bewildered with. We're going to then put these words into sentences. Now, I've given you a few examples in the activity description, but I'd like you, as before, to try and think of your own. We'll do the first one together, but after that, I'd like you to think of the others on your own. Now, you can use my one as the first one, or you can use your own sentence, but I will just show you once again how we format the sentences. So once we've written the few words, 1 to 5, then you skip a line and we're going to start our 1 to 5 sentences. So our first word is the word assembled. Assembled. So we're going to say, I'll use the example I've already given you, which is the whole school assembled in the big hall. The whole school assembled in the big hall. So they gathered together in the big hall. Assembled. A-S-S-E-M-B-L-E-D. Assembled in the big hall. Now you can use this sentence if you want, but you might have one of your own, which would be really great. But I'm just showing you once again how we structure it. Okay, so once you've written your sentence, then you can get a red color, or it can be a pen if you do it neatly, and underline the word assembled. So whatever the word is in the sentence, that's the one you have to underline. And then when you've done that, you're just going to skip your line, just like we do in school, for all of our writing, to keep it so neat. You write the number 2, and then you go and you have a look, and it's the word gale. So you want to have a sentence with the word gale. And as I said, you can look at the examples I gave you that are written in the activity, and that might give you an idea for a sentence of your own. So you put gale in a sentence, underline gale, skip a line, then check number 3, smug, put that in a sentence, skip a line, and then astounded, and then bewildered. Okay? So try to do them as best you can in your neatest cursive writing. Well done.